It is the day after Christmas, and
it's the most wonderful time.
And look at what Jesus brought me.
Me wearing the same sweater.
Yeah. Hey, le hice una nota a Santa Claus. Santa Claus, mándame una vieja, pero bien buenota, who's willing to do a podcast with me, Cafecito Time. Thank you guys for showing up. Let us inhale the good stuff. That post-Christmas inhale. Exhale all the negativity from the whole year, the entire year, all that negativity.
Ooh.
A whole year's worth of negativity.
Imagine.
So what are you trying to bring in with the new year? What energy, what are you trying to like let go of? What any resolutions?
I'm trying to say no to more things I don't want to do.
You've been saying that every year since I've known.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to put
at some
this
point,
year's the year.
This is the year.
At some
this
point,
the year, dog.
I have to start doing it.
This is our year.
I'm gonna start sending reminders.
We them boys.
Layla Hermosi says.
Well, for one, I want for my business to grow, so that's why I've been like trying really hard to do a lot more markets, so that I'm in people's faces that I'm not able to reach via social media. So I'd like to do that. I don't kind of want to talk about my goals just yet because I'm working on them, and so I want to put those in place. And I'd rather just show what I'm gonna do. No, I'm just like,
yeah.
No, but I really do. So I think you know kind of what I want to do.
A little bit.
Here at Cafecito Time, we don't
Not
just
100%.
talk about it. We be about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Really,
talk
just
show.
for me, is just to
Well,
be
we don't
able
talk about
to
it.
get back on being better at my social media, because I wasn't, I kind of like slacked on my social media a lot. Like I just got kind of lazy with it. Excuse me. And just kind of really just work on my brand. I actually, I'd love to be inside the Nutcracker this next coming year. You know what I'm saying? That's a goal of mine. I wasn't able to get into the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo 1 because I signed up for that too late. So that's my fault. But yeah, just kind of like be more organized, do more things that fulfill me.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm just gonna continue to do, what we've been doing, and see how that goes. Like for example, in jiu-jitsu, you just gotta show up,
Yeah.
show up, and just learn what they taught that day. And on your off time, maybe do a little bit of homework or a little exercise. Try to step up your little cardio game or something. But that's my metaphor for life. Like continue to just show up and keep working on it. For example, in all the different departments, in the music department, people are starting to realize that I'm not dead. You know what I mean? Like I am alive. I do exist. No, because
Really?
the comments are like, who did they just unfreeze this guy?
Yeah.
Because in my mind,
They're crazy comments.
what?
because in my mind, it's like I never left.
Where have they been?
Let me tell you, in my mind, I never left. I never stopped. I mean, I know I took a step back from music. I know that. Duh. You know what I mean? Been doing stand-up for 9 years. But like, you take for granted that, like, what you're working on in the studio, or what your ideas are, and how you're in tune. You know what I mean? But it's just the music game's so interesting, where it's like, if you're not really set up to really try to outrace and compete with these people on a daily basis, when that's their main hustle and they ain't got no kids or something, or they just got a whole different type of lifestyle, it's this old man jiu-jitsu over here. So we're hitting them from all different angles, and continue to try to bring y'all the funny and try to execute all the ideas that we have that are going to communicate to people, like, what's your history? What have you gone through? What are you currently doing? Why should we continue to root for you? What's coming ahead? So just more John Blaze stuff. Lot more cool products and merchandise. I want to hit more cities. That is kind of more of a goal. It's like, I've been kind of, my main foundation tends to be like Mexican American folk, right? So if you hear me rattle off tour dates, it's not going to be like Louisville, Kentucky, you know what I mean? Don't forget Charleston, get your tickets, you know, Atlantic City. Like, it's not really that. It's more like, oh, I might do Atlanta. You know what I mean? You might do Tampa, maybe, if you want. But it's,
you haven't been to Tampa
but
in a
it's
minute.
not like, I mean, think about it. If you're popping across just more of a, I don't want to use the word mainstream, but like across more pockets of people, it's no longer like, are there Mexicans in Toledo? Or like, well, what part of Michigan would you do? It'd be more like, I can go anywhere, put me anywhere, and I have a demand somewhat everywhere. That'd be cool. But, you know, you got to tap in.
That's a good goal. What about you, Juan?
I think with him though, the reason why it's coming off this way is because he's been in like in a different field, and especially the way that we've been kind of working with a lot of the sketches and stuff. We've been targeting different audiences where it's a whole crop of new people, because when I started working with him, his demographic on his analytics was like completely different. Like his top people were like, you know, 40 and up, and then but now it's like his main demographics 30 to 40, and then his second biggest demographic is 20 to 30, and then it's now 40 and up. So like all the 40 and up people are like, where have you been? Because they haven't been seeing him on feeds where he's been on all the new shit with all the new kids, and like these people are like discovering him. So now it's like, wait, you did rap? And then the rap people are like, wait, you do comedy? Wait, you do what? You're still rapping? What the fuck's going on? Because now it's just all like coming to a full of like,
tight?
Holy shit, dude, you do all
Damn,
this?
this is jamming.
So that's why it's like cool.
Why you so jamming still?
Which is perfect, because you got the other muscle.
It's my
got
mom.
the other muscle good. You got the other muscle up, like kind of in secret, so that they didn't get to see like
my wife knows
your struggle
about
years.
all the muscles.
Your struggle. They didn't get to see your struggle years, so now they can actually
Like,
see the
he
finished
still got
product.
it, y'all.
You still got it, y'all.
But yeah, so that's what I think.
Well, hey, thank you, Juan, for working your magic. But, you know, I'm just trying to be like, you know what? In a way, when we were watching that Little Richard movie of like how influential he was, that was so inspiring, because I'm not saying I'm the architect of anything in particular, but like when we saw, do you know the name of that documentary so we can recommend?
It's just called Little Richard.
Okay, Little Richard, it's on HBO Max, right? Man, when I was growing up, I had Little Richard in this category in my head of like, I'm trying to think of who else was around that time period, but it was just one of those. It's like, oh yeah, he had that song Tutti Frutti, and he was like the crazy flamboyant guy with the piano, and he had a song or two, and you know, you didn't really see him, or I didn't really see him as like this godfather of like, oh, Jimi Hendrix, yeah, that was like my little guitar guy, or like, oh, Prince, yeah, he looks up to me big time. Michael Jackson, oh, he loves me. Oh, James Brown, yeah, he's really good. I discovered him. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. Oh yeah, I took them on tour with me, dude. I taught them how to do X, Y, Z, and they took notes from me, and you know, I'm a big inspiration to them. And
It's called Little Richard, I Am Everything. That's what it's called.
okay.
And he is everything.
Man, I was very inspired. And then his struggle of like growing up in the church, but then wanting to get closer to God, but then going back to his debauchery. Yeah, like just out there being wild, you know, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and everything else. But just to see like, man, somebody could have invented so much sauce. You know what I mean? Like they were just biting his lingo.
I mean,
his
he
rhythm,
literally
everything.
made segregation come together, where blacks
He
and whites were
helped desegregate.
able to hang out and listen to this music together.
Yeah, well, he told a story of where like he came up in that era before things got more accepting and modern and desegregated. So he was having to perform where like the white kids, they called it race music, and the white kids were having to like watch from the balcony separate from all the black kids. And he would just jam so hard that the white kids were like, bro, we tired of being way back here. Like we going down there. I want to be closer to the stage. And boom, brought everybody together. And
That's powerful.
The funny thing, dude, is they would have, I guess like different artists would try to take what he did and what he was doing, and just try to put a white face to it, where it was maybe considered too controversial, or he just wasn't allowed or accepted in certain worlds, to where they'd be like, and now here's Pat Boone with a cover, and he's like, I got a girl named Sue. Really, really know what to do.
Yeah,
I got a girl named Sue, but it's nothing like I got. Woo, you know, it's nothing like his sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
Tutti Frutti, and then that song Tutti Frutti, Oh Rudy.
I told him about it.
It used to be Tutti Frutti, Good Booty.
It's talking about booty sex.
Allegedly, or somebody got some good booty. I don't know. Tutti Frutti, Oh Rudy. That's wild, bro.
Most of his music was sexual, and so basically he had to clean it up for the radio or for others. So he was even the inventor of that.
And then
what is it?
Like raunchy
WAP?
stuff.
Like
the WAP.
The WAP.
And then he got screwed over, bro. Like royalties, publishing, bad record deals, like didn't get his due, like his respect or his money.
And I think I was asking you all those questions, like, how does that happen? How to y'all, I never knew any of this stuff, and I still don't. I mean, I'm learning, but I was like, so now who gets his publishings?
Like the estate.
Now that he's passed,
no kids.
He didn't have no kids. His siblings.
It depends on however the estate was set up, like a trust.
And if he even did it, right?
If he didn't do it, then the state gets it. Over time,
I would like to think that he took a trip.
Maybe they didn't get that deep into it, right? So to where we don't know where his.
I mean, if I had to guess, I'd guess that between the time he was complaining everywhere, he'd go on MTV and these award shows, and even the little white presenter guy, I don't know what band he was from, but he had this crazy pompadour haircut type of thing.
He said, I used to wear my hair.
And he was like, oh yeah, I almost I damn near invented that. And then
he did.
Yeah, he came up in that era, and then invented rock and roll, basically. Helped one of the architects. And then he was calling out, I think he was at the Grammys. He was like, y'all ain't never gave me nothing. He's like, all the contribution I done did and this, and y'all got me up here presenting this, and y'all ain't never gave me nothing. Mm-hmm. Started calling people out.
And then he finally and the award goes to, and then he just kind of after he done went on this rant, I'm going to let y'all know, I guess I'm going to give this award.
I was a little kid when Arsenio Hall was on TV. Mm-hmm. And I remember that era when he was campaigning, basically trying to let it be known that these my sons. You know what I'm saying? I made all these fools. Because I remember him going on Arsenio and stuff and kind of complaining, I
don't remember that, but
I just remember,
Arsenio Hall, thinking about that, he did a lot of great interviews where a lot of real shit came out on Arsenio Hall. A lot of real shit came out on that show.
I loved watching his show.
That's where punk ass Bill Clinton played his saxophone.
I love watching that show.
And I was impressed.
Punk ass.
I wasn't old enough to vote.
That shit was good though.
I wasn't old enough to vote, but I was like, yeah, I think he down with us, bro. I think he's cool.
Oh my God.
Because the funny thing is there's a ton of people that still think that way. He's invited to the carne asada. Yeah. That's their baseline standard.
That's why a lot of people liked Obama. Hey, because he could hoop, dog. Yeah. He's relatable, dog. He could hoop, dude.
Yeah, can you imagine?
He got a 3. He got that 3 though.
Many people allege he's just a big old psyop, right? Many people allege he wasn't even born here and everything else, and he's.
I don't even know if he was a psyop, because this is what I think, honestly. Just thinking about everything now, and now that we know what we know about Big Mike, dude. what if he had good intentions going in, and then they were like, "Hey, we gonna let the world know about Big Mike." And he's like, "No,
you gotta
do whatever you want,
y'all." We do not know if Big Mike is Big Mike.
Hey, we got Knuckle.
Yeah, no, I don't know that either. But also,
some people.
I think Juan's still giving him way too much credit. I think Juan's basically saying maybe in his mind, being a commie Marxist that wanted to bring on socialism, and in his mind, he thought he was doing something good. Maybe, but
there's this thing that I saw going around. It was this girl that was on Dr. Phil, and she wants to be, she's white and she identifies as white. She's a black girl. And she said, do not call me African American. Like, I'm white. Like, I don't have nappy hair. I mean, she goes on and like her mom's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't deal with this girl thinking she's, and it's funny because the thing that I saw, it was like, if men can be women and women can be men, then why can't she be white? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, the same logic.
And so like it was crazy because what made me think of that? I'm sorry, y'all keep talking. Let me think of why
Talk about Big Mike.
Oh yeah, because
about,
I think that's why it made me think of like men wanting to be
transracial.
Yeah,
Big Mike wanted to do it all,
but I don't even know how we got. Oh, we were talking about Arsenio Hall and Bill Clinton. And when he played the saxophone, we're talking about the jump shot. That's what we were trying to get to. Like, can you imagine, bro, if like his handlers that are like, look, bro, like we telling everybody you from Hawaii, we telling everybody you was a community organizer in Chicago because you were, and you go to this particular type of church. How's your jump shot? Because we really trying to get you in. You know what I mean? It's like, what? My jump shot? It's like, yeah, we need to like we're gonna hire somebody to help you learn how to hoop, and then we'll do these like photo ops where it's like, and he likes to exercise on the side. He's, and then that way people could be like, oh yeah, okay, we could go back paying attention to whatever because he's got our back. He's one of us.
Basketball would do that to us. Oh my God, that's all it takes.
That was the biggest talk whenever that happened.
I don't even know.
Why do you think Mark Zuckerberg pick up jiu-jitsu? He's like, man, I want to show everybody that I'm trill, dog. Let me pick up a sport.
And then Chingo joined.
Dang.
You're lucky you ain't got no neck. Otherwise,
it'd be on right now.
I'd catch that neck. But see, now we just got to deal with limbs with Juan. He got that good neck. Choke defense. Man, I came home with like this little.
Oh yeah, they got it. Last night it was like real red. It was
like real red because it was fresh.
What'd
they get you in?
From jiu-jitsu.
What'd they get you in?
We were drilling a bunch of different chokes. Yeah, a bunch of different chokes. Yeah.
Bang.
One called like a horse choke or something like that.
Horse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty.
That's what gave you the mark.
Apparently, man. It must have been that. Like, I don't know.
Then you're gonna get callus on your neck.
My little Adam's apple. My little Adam's apple.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Irritated.
Yeah, and it's very irritating.
Hey, man, I like them kind of little injuries, bro. Like, I just be.
He just wants to know when he'll have the ears.
That's really like. I took Penny to her kids' jiu-jitsu class, and there was a dad like rolling with his little son. And at first, I'm just like, bro, leave it to the instructors, dog. Like, in my head, right? Like, come on, son. What are you doing? You ain't the teacher. And after a little while, I kind of peeped the ears. And I was like, hold on. He kind of got the ears, man. So then at one point, I'm like, hey, bro, where you train at? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking he in enemy territory. And he's like, actually, I used to be an instructor here. I just stopped coming, like, I forget what he said, like 05 or something like that. But he's like, but I'm trying to get my kids into it.
The Hispanic guy?
Nah, he looked white to me.
Oh.
But yeah, apparently he used to be an instructor there and all that. After that, I ain't asking more questions. Once I saw the ears, like, nah. But Chris Bettis, he's been doing that shit for a minute, bro. Jiu-jitsu. So it's a lot of
Selena's.
Yeah.
Ex-husband. I don't know.
I guess widow, you would say. But a whole bunch of people, bro. Like, I think actually about two of his bandmates too, the lead singer and the bass player. And then I spoke to him yesterday, and he's like, hey, dude, next time we hang out, man, we'll roll. And I'm just like,
You're like,
I gotta bring my mats. By then, man, I'm gonna try to have like a little portable mat or something.
Okay, y'all keep talking. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back.
All right, for sure. So we're gonna get Juan to watch Tutti Frutti, old Rudy.
I don't have time to watch
entertainment stuff
for right now.
Juan's like, I ain't got time for.
Maybe that'd be the New Year's resolution there. Watch some entertainment.
So, dude, like, if you get back in the dating game, which word on the streets, Juan Perez is trying to get back in that dating game.
I wasn't trying to get back in no dating game.
They sliding in his DM.
I came back.
Did she tell you? Did she tell you?
They
Did he
sliding
tell
in
you?
his-
Did he
Nah.
tell you what happened yesterday?
No. They slid in his DMs, and
Somebody. So okay. Damn, this is gonna be a public episode.
Well, don't- you
okay,
ain't gotta
I won't
put your
say the
business
name,
out
but
there.
no, I don't care. But
she ain't the only one.
I don't care. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to make sure I say this right without saying too much. But like, they kept sending me like, I don't know what, like little videos and stuff, and I was like, oh okay. But I was
Like,
like,
is this
it
flirting?
was like a constant like. I was like, what the like? And again, I
What's
don't
all
talk
this
to this
mean?
person on the regular, so it's like, okay, this is gonna everything cool.
Why
like,
doesn't Juan ever see the
Right.
signs, babe?
Juan's
They're
like, what are
no,
we?
no. So
there.
then all I said was, wait, so like, cause like some of them were funny, and then some of them started with like relationship stuff, and I'm like, you don't even watch my other stuff, cause you could see, and so I was like, okay, this is. So then I just asked the simple question of, are you single? Are you talking to anybody? Just point blank.
Are you single and ready to mingle?
No, I just asked because
You on Christian Mingle?
because I'm like, why are you sending in? And she said, all she said was single. And then it escalated. And then it started like conversations. Then later on, we start talking. And then we were talking about going to go out, right? And then
Hey, she wasn't catfishing you, right?
while
This
we were
really a
talking,
girl?
no, it's really good. And then we were talking.
Because
And we were talking on the
football
phone.
player got catfish. Remember?
Then we were talking on the phone, and during a conversation on the phone,
That was sad.
we went straight into like details of like certain like things of like lifestyle and stuff.
shit.
And then she was like, "Oh yeah, like one of my exes taught me how to play the game." So that was another red flag I put in the back of my head. Oh, let's play the game. Got it. The
game.
Then kept going, and then later on in like a conversation somewhere else, she said that she was bored at home doing nothing. Okay, and then. That's whenever I said, like towards the end, I said, hey, what time do you go to sleep? Because it was like 6:00, and I was like, I don't want to bother you all day or anything like that. So what time do you go to sleep? Do you want to talk later? Never got a response. It took like 25 hours because I waited 24 hours, and I was like, okay, 25 hours. Okay, cool. And then I put,
25.
so then my next question, this is where it got weird, was I go, so how many guys are you dating? Because in my head, I'm like, okay, either she's talking to other people or she's not interested. And then she's like, oh my God, who would ask that kind of question? Why would you even ask that? And I said, well, it's very obvious that if you didn't respond to that simple thing, she goes, why wouldn't you just say how my day was? I was like, I literally asked you if you had the other, whatever it is.
I asked you a day ago.
Yeah. I asked you that.
day and 1 hour
She
ago.
goes, I'm dating too many, is what she said.
Allah.
So then I go, oh, okay. She goes, yeah, you ask stupid questions. I'm going to give you stupid answers. So then I said, oh no, I only asked the stupid questions because those are the only ones you seem to answer. And then
Got him.
and then she started going on and was like, who would even ask that? That's such an insecure question.
Called him insecure.
Yeah, call me insecure. And I said, no, that's an honest question of me getting information so that I'm not wasting my time or your time. Insecure would be like, I'm not going to say anything just so we can get the date or I could try to sleep with you. I'm literally telling you, let me exit this conversation. Let me exit this little thing we're talking about so that I don't waste your time or my time.
Like,
That's secure.
Straight up.
Never got a response.
And that's where they're at right now. So the reason I brought
Can you imagine dating in this era?
But I saw how she kind of weaponized that. Like she literally tried to like play it of like you're insecure.
Juan needs
So
somebody.
stupid.
Juan needs somebody like Dr. Rhonda Patrick, because the level of intellect. Because like I just finished telling him like, yeah, Juan, you got to watch that Tutti Frutti, the Little Richard. He's like, yeah, I ain't got really time to be watching no entertainment shit, even for inspiration. And so I'm thinking to myself, how are you going to navigate hanging with some chick or dating or some chick that likes to make time for stuff like that? You're gonna be like, so I really gotta sacrifice 2-3 hours to go sit at a TGI Fridays and then go watch a movie that I really don't.
No, it wouldn't be
have
like
time.
that. So like my thing would be, I'm like I said, the dating thing has to be like, that's the chopping block. Like if I find anything wrong with your story, because she's like, why would you think I'm bored? It's like, because that's literally the language you're using. You told me you would be bored. So like I assumed you were either bored and didn't care to contact me, or you're either talking to other people. Obviously you're talking to other people. That's how I broke that down. That's why I said all those little context clues.
How you bored, but you
and then when she said single, because I said, "Are you talking to anybody?" She never said anything about that. She just put single, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So she's probably talking to multiple people. So like
that gave it away.
My thing is that I'm just not wasting time with these people. Like, but if I found somebody I was dating or something, or I was gonna take time to do that, I wouldn't mind going out because that's our time.
You'll make time.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm not gonna. It's like I'm not gonna waste time with people. That's stupid.
Yeah. Ain't got time to nickel and dime right now.
You know what
so Juan Perez, resident relationship expert, single.
Bro, yesterday on my podcast, we gave people like
some good game. Her Lounge podcast. Burr, burr, burr.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about like getting along and like communication and like making sure you like basically always tell each other how you feel and check in. You know what I'm saying? Like every
like
now
my
and then.
baby knows how I like my back rub. She know how to make that chili and that cornbread. You know what I'm saying? She know how to, give me
mac
that
and cheese.
She give me that little compliment. She, you know what I'm saying? She give me that compliment I like. Touch my little spot.
You know
Gave me some beautiful kids, beautiful babies. You know what I'm saying? Did I mention the cornbread? Mac and cheese. The mac and cheese is stupid.
You know what
Chili.
I can't make for the life of me though?
¿Qué cosa?
Baby, come on, you know what I
rice, chicken.
No. I can make rice.
Start naming a whole bunch of stuff. White rice.
Yeah, I suck at white rice. I can only make Mexican rice.
You pulled it off the other day.
I pulled it off the other day.
I was watching how she was making it. I was like, why did you put that in there? Okay, already. All right. Because usually, the kids prefer daddy's rice.
White rice.
Daddy's white rice.
I only know how to make Mexican rice. That's the second part. So I can only make like legit Mexican rice. That one's always good. It's just my white rice.
The baby prefers my teta with the way I make it.
Yeah, over mine. I don't know what the difference is.
Did y'all know y'all can't save rice in the fridge? It's not good to save rice because
Moldy.
It gets moldy fast, like super fast. Like I was like, what? Like
Rice?
apparently, yeah, they say that there's like.
Well, don't they say that corn period accumulates a lot of mold?
Yeah, but like with rice, you can't tell, and so people will keep stuff in the fridge for like 2, 3, 4 days. It's like no, you got to eat that the day of or get rid of it. Like,
What? We meal prep with rice though.
Yeah, I know that's what people would do, but like that's literally something that they've said that's very bad.
Well, you know what? There was this video of this gentleman who shows like his nighttime routine, and so he sets his rice cooker so that when at a certain time when he wakes up, coffee's brewing, rice for the day is making, I guess, and then he's just like making some ground beef real quick. So then, boom, throws that shit in the thermos, and he has overnight oats from the night before for breakfast. But I guess the way he does the rice is just for that day.
That's how you're supposed to do it, because apparently it gets moldy and you can't see the mold. So we start eating that mold.
And how does that hurt you? It hurts your organs.
Fucks up your yeah, like I forget what it does, but it does like mess up some stuff.
Gut biome?
Yeah, your gut biome gets all jacked up too. Like it's just not good. Like it's offsetting. It's very.
Man, I did that for quite a bit.
Yeah, so like it's not.
I did bodybuilding for like 2 years straight.
That's why like it's messed up. But like that's why they have those rice cookers of just like the single day one, like the little. Because literally you're supposed to do that. You store it, but then cook it the day of, and only eat that, and that's it. That's how you're supposed to do it. So don't be putting it in the fridge and stuff because it goes moldy quick.
And that's crazy because even in a fridge it gets moldy. Mm-hmm. That don't even make no sense.
Well, because like whenever it's cooked, it's cooked. It's like I don't like putting in the hot and cold and all that stuff and putting it in the microwave. I mean, doesn't really. If you break it down, what the microwave does, it doesn't.
Well, I like
really
to reheat it on the pan. I put a little bit of oil back. A little bit of butter.
I mean, maybe for Christmas.
I got to get more stats on it, but like I remember watching a video of it, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that.
Man, if you get on social media, you will basically see like everything. It's like corn tortilla, like corn, period.
Well, remember I told you that even when you were making the overnight oats, I was like, I just heard something about oatmeal not good. Oatmeal's not good for you either.
It's a shitty thing. I think that somebody broke that down too. Of like, it's like the worst thing you could like eat because it's stupid. Because it's like really no nutrients. It's literally just milk and some oats and that's it, or some wheat or whatever. But like, like think about wheat. Our wheat, especially America's wheat, it's been so refined to a point of like our body can't break that shit down anymore. Like,
okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Pete. You know, I do not do the cheap oats.
Okay.
So our oats are actually pretty good. My bag is super small. I don't get to buy what is that, Quakers? Mm-hmm. Quakers. We don't buy Quakers. Mm-hmm. My oats are like,
unless it's imported from another country, it's still shit because our soil is so fucked up here in the U.S. that our wheat and stuff is so bad that our bodies can't break it down that great. That's why whenever people go to like Italy and stuff and eat pasta and shit over there, they're like, I still feel good because their wheat is actually still good. Our shit's so fucking tainted that it's like when you're eating stuff, it's like you feel heavy and stuff, and you're just like, I don't know what it is.
When we went to Italy,
yeah, it's because their shit's not fucked with. Right? Their shit's not fucked with. Their stuff's not artificial or like not. A lot of it's like most of it's like natural. So like that's why that stuff would be bad.
They also don't eat eggs by themselves. They think that's weird.
They don't eat scrambled eggs.
They think that's weird. Like what? Breakfast. Why do you eat scrambled eggs by itself? That goes inside the pasta to make pasta.
Yeah, I saw somebody. I saw somebody like somebody was breaking that down and making fun of it, like about eggs, and I was like, man, I didn't even think about that. So all you're doing is the way they said it's like all you're doing is eating chicken fetus, like that. All you're doing, you're eating undead born chicken fetus, and you're not even eating the chicken.
But it's not really. It's an egg isn't a fetus. An egg ain't a fetus.
Not until it's of course
it has to be like inseminated and all that.
Right, and then there are some people that eat that shit too. I forgot what that's called. It's like a fancy.
That's probably
like half eaten.
Some other country.
No, that's here. It's in fancy places, sir.
Like a little.
It's in fancy restaurants.
Embryo?
No. I've seen it's in fancy restaurants. I've seen it because I once went on a date.
One time,
and some girl ordered something, and I was like, "Is that
a little baby bird?"
Yeah, it was like an embryo thing, and I was like. She's like, you want something? I was like, no, bitch.
I just talked to you about that. Remember? I was like, I'm not a fan of fancy restaurant food. Are you?
No. Well, some like, okay, there's this place in San Antonio. It's called Rebel. Dude, like,
what is it? It's fancy?
I think it is. For me, it is. It's fucking,
what do they serve?
A bunch of, it's like they actually have a chef there, and he like makes all the stuff, but like, it's a small menu, but they have like, filet mignon, lamb, and some other stuff. Everything I've had there is fucking amazing. And then there was what's it called? A pork chop. But their pork chop is not like the pork chop from, not that skinny little. It's like a literal pork chop where you're like, that's a pork chop, and like you're just like carving that bone up, trying to get the whole meat because that thing was so good.
I like sides with my stuff, like. This little entree you bring me, and the amount of that you bring me is like this much.
The drizzle,
and then you drizzle. I'm like, that's what I'm having for dinner. Like that's my whole food.
They had some beans with like octopus leg, bro.
Well, I think the place Juan is describing, like,
it's so good.
It sounds like they give you good pork, like you leave full.
No, not really. No, it's
you just been saying they got a big ass pork chop.
It's a big pork chop, but it's like it's just.
Or like when someone tells me I went and I did a 3-course meal from chef blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I want to be impressed right now, but I'm not impressed at all. And I think that
there's different kinds of chefs, and
every time at the end, I'd be telling this dude, like, because they got like desserts and stuff, and like, dude, I'll drop like 150 just on me going to eat there, and I was like, this is the
and best. That's another thing too. It's the money for me,
the value, yeah,
yeah. But I would go like twice a year or something for myself or something. I already took a date one time, and it was like close to $200.
Well,
you got you some that day.
Remember when we went for your birthday? I was like, babe, let's go to this fancy restaurant.
At steak place?
Yeah. And I was like, let's do it. And he was like, all right. You know, we're both like trying to come out of we're both coming out of our little.
This is what you're supposed to do.
You know how we talked about yesterday on my podcast about how you're like, you really like have to find your other half. You know, we were kind of talking about that. Mm-hmm.
Or it's not even about finding your other half. It's just like when you do find somebody and you do commit to them, finding y'all's thing, like finding, like discovering y'all together. That's
we see eye to eye when it comes to certain things like that. We're like, all this,
like, man, I could go give me a torta right now,
yeah, exactly. I was like, man, I'm sorry.
We could have had some
legit.
chicharrón.
Like, okay, the food was good, but it wasn't.
I don't remember it.
But exactly, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I gotta go back to that place, you know. And so after we left there, I was just like, sorry.
It's like, I know a fire little diner.
Yeah.
Right now.
yeah. I see. I've been to other fancy restaurants where I was like, this is like, why the fuck am I here?
Yeah,
but this
levels.
one, this is the one. Every time I go to, I've never been disappointed. Like the food always is like, fuck, that was so good.
If my chef's name is not Juanita Martinez, then that's my grandma.
I think the reason I like this
Chef
place
Janie?
so much is because
Chef
like,
Janie,
one of my friends had his birthday there, and he invited all his friends, and like it was this big table. We all paid for ourselves, but when we had food coming out, I still remember that first time because people were like, the food was so good that people were sharing. Bro, you gotta fucking try this. Like we had never been there before.
Eat this.
And it was fucking, everybody was sharing. It's like, bro, I don't know what the fuck. And everything tasted like it was just tender enough, but like all the juice was still like it was really good. It's a really good place.
Yeah, I haven't had food like that in a really long time where I can like be like,
No, hombre.
bro, you gotta go.
Cállate el
Okay.
hocico.
I had been wanting to eat at this Mexican restaurant that supposedly was like Mexico City authentic, and I'm not going to say the name because it is here, and so I don't want anybody to say I said
Get
that.
offended.
And so
We're not trying to shut down your
everybody
business.
was nice enough to go ahead and order it for me because I'd really been wanting it. My husband was really nice and said, okay, well, let's try it. You've been wanting to try it. It might be really good. I'm like, I know, right? And then it gets here, and I'm just like,
she's just like, I could have went to Sharpstown Mall and got something better than that.
Okay, maybe we got to eat it there fresh. That's what I said because he did go pick it up. So that's what.
We're trying to make excuses for it, huh?
So I
guess what it is.
No, you're probably not going to know.
I don't think you can even pronounce his
You don't
name,
think you
bro. You
pronounce,
over here-
yeah. And I was like, okay, well maybe we got to eat there. So that's my conclusion right now. It's maybe I got to eat it there because by the time it made it from there to our house,
But even the menu,
the menu too.
even the menu is like, where's the
I was like,
where the Mexico City stuff?
like, okay, I don't know. So that's the problem, and that's why we don't really eat out because we're just kind of too.
We had a nice,
we could both cook.
We had a nice outing. Marisol and I had breakfast, like two viejitos at
Arandas. Shit, that shit goes hard.
Mexican breakfast, like super value. Like they giving you the beans and the tortillas and the this and the papas.
I should tell y'all some places to go because when I favor, I see some places. Like there's this place called, I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, like the Paris place. I want to go drink coffee there. I was like,
Where?
shit.
Which one?
It's like right there by the I guess like that shopping center, that mall or whatever. But like it's called Paris or something.
That mall.
Paris.
It's a big city,
maybe.
bro. What mall are you talking about? You know the mall.
Memorial City.
It's called by Memorial City.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little
are you
place
sure
called
it's
Paris.
called Paris and it's not called La Pierre or whatever?
Probably.
They have the best pancakes there, by the way.
Yeah, I like walked in. And I was like, man, this is nice.
Okay, now there are certain places where I do like where are my favorite pancakes from?
A snooze. Pineapple upside down pancake.
Those are
I've seen there.
bro.
Place looks good too.
Listen,
There's been places I walk into. I'm just like, man.
And you know what hurt my stomach? What is it called? Over there in Pearland. What is that shit called?
oh, First Watch.
That.
Wow, and their food is supposed to be fresh. What's up with that?
Man, I ordered that little juice. It said it had beet juice and some other
maybe
stuff
what
in
did
it.
babe.
Lord have mercy.
Were you on an empty stomach?
I don't remember that part. It was empty after I left.
Empty in a different way, you know what I'm
Everything was
saying?
empty. On that note,
On that note, why don't y'all comment below some of the best places y'all like to go eat? And if you're into fancy restaurants, I'd love for you to recommend a fancy restaurant that we can go try.
or like Chef Chris Shepard.
Well, his food is good, but I feel like he makes.
Well, he has he had the burger joint, Underbelly Burgers. Like I'm trying to think the names of all his spots. He used to have Underbelly. I think you and I went there one time.
But it closed.
I think so. But yeah, no, some of these chefs are fire, dude. And, you know what I mean? I trust them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this place I want to show you in a second, but
Okay.
I'll show you.
We'll talk
All
about it. Don't forget, Marisol has a podcast, Her Lounge Podcast. Also, check out Red Pill Tamales, where Dr. Juan and myself, we react to crazy videos and talk about all kind of crazy stuff. Marisol has a Patreon. I have a Patreon. And yeah, Chingo the merch, a whole bunch of
And
more
y'all
merch coming.
keep supporting Cafecito Time. Listen, we're trying to like combine both our podcasts to just be Cafecito Time.
Word. Okay. I sound like we about to have a meeting after this. I feel like I just got presented an idea. Thank you guys so much. Y'all be safe. All right?
Bye.